that red light comes on, can I be like Bobby Brady? Well, it's been 6 great years. It's been, starting out 6 years ago, never would have imagined it would be to this level. I mean, we started off with a handful of sponsors, a $15,000 purse, and 65 drivers the first night. I mean, we were talking to Pitch yesterday at the pit meeting about we all remembered our first ever Como race. We'd never put nothing like this on before. We've never sponsored really any race ever before, and all of a sudden, we're in charge of a series race, and my brother-in-law and nephew Corey and Ron, and my brother-in-law Randy, and my wife Jody and I, and with her selling shirts and them guys helping all along, and just a beautiful day. And then we're in Proctor on Memorial Day Monday, and about 6 o'clock when the pit meeting started, just an absolute downpour. The clouds rolled in, and it was like, which started probably probably the hardest part of the whole series. Like you said, 6 long years. Probably took me to year 4 to get to the point where the weather didn't bother me anymore. I mean, start having ulcers just thinking about the weather and having to reschedule and not getting your race in, and it's taken a while, but it's been great over the last 6 years. It's been a great series, and we've had a lot of fun with it over the years, and very proud that we could put something like this on for the modified drivers in this region. I just want, first thing is just thanks, because the fans, this whole industry is really, you got to look at the fact that the fans, you need all the fans in the stands to make these things work so that the racetrack can prosper and grow and continue to make money. And so for the fans part, the fans have been great. I mean, we have pick'em contests for them. They love that. And we have all these different things for the fans over the years. We gave a 4-wheeler out to a fan about 3-4 years ago. I mean, we've done a lot, and the fans have done a lot to support our series. And the racetracks, all of them have been great. Ashland's been unbelievable to host the finale every year. When you come here, they take care of you. Superior and Proctor have been great over the years. Hibbing also, and then we've added Ogilvy in the last 2 years, and Nate and his staff there have been just tremendous. And that part's been really good. And of course, the drivers. I was telling them in the pit meeting, we've raised through sponsorship. I just said, again, I can't thank my sponsors enough, but we've raised over $252,000 for our annual season-ending purse, plus the pole dashes that we've given to these drivers over the last 6 years. That's incredible. And with the purse, with the nightly purses, it's over $750,000 in the last 6 years. So, for the tracks and the sponsors to help the drivers out like that, but the drivers, they actually come and do this thing. I mean, there's probably 25 drivers out there right now that have raced all 48 races. This is our 48th race this weekend, and there's 25 drivers that have raced all 48. There's a handful of them that have raced over 40 of them, and so it's been great, but you need them all. You have to have a good fan count. You have to have facilities like this that are willing to put on the show. You have to have drivers that are willing to come, and you have to have sponsors that are willing to sponsor it. If you can put a package together like that, you're going to be very successful, and that's what you have to do, because when the sponsors come here and see 100 people in the crowd, they're not coming back next year. You need to make sure that those stands are packed. You need to make sure the stands are packed for the tracks, sponsors, the drivers to get paid, and all the way around. So it's got to be a high quality show, and I think that's one thing we've accomplished, because again, I'll say it 100 times, modified racing is, in my mind, by far the best class out there, and the most racy class, and a really equal. Right now, tonight, I guarantee 25 cars will line up, and there's got to be 3,000 features out there tonight. The 3,000 feature wins are in that feature, and 20 cars, probably, if not 25, have won a feature and can win any given night. And you'll see it tonight. It's an awesome show, and just love the modified racing.
Save money with high-efficiency heating appliances at Como Oil and Propane.
Proctor, what do we have, 65 cars, sunny like today, and beautiful, and all of a sudden 5 o'clock the pit meeting, and wow, the biggest rainstorm I've ever seen in my life. I almost cried. My guts would just turn every forecast, and you worry about it, and as the years went on, that part got easier, but...
like, well, it does.
Yeah, right. You get used to it, but... So, as you may or may not have heard, this is going to be our last Como Modified Series event. We've decided to not do this next year. We got to, first of all, I got to thank the sponsors over the years. Our sponsors have been just unbelievable. We've raised quite a bit of money. I mean, we were kind of figuring out earlier, it's like $252,000 over the last 6 years of sponsor money coming in to support the Modified Series and the mod drivers, with just the season-ending purse and the pole dash money and some hard charger money, and over about $750,000 if you include all the different race events. So it's been fantastic. When we started this 6 years ago, I didn't think it would ever become this big by any stretch of my imagination, and it really took off, and it's really been really good over the years. Some of the reasons I want to state a few of the reasons, because I know I've gotten a lot of text messages, and is it because of this? Is it because of that? It's not any one factor. It's a culmination of the economy the way it is right now. Sponsors this year were incredibly tough to get. We got less sponsors this year. We had to kick in a little more money to make it what it was, because I didn't want to bring it down. And I just foresee that getting worse and worse, because small businesses and businesses around here are the economy's tough. The racetracks, it's tough. We want to do more weekday shows to attract more drivers from the area, and that's tough for the racetracks to do it on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and they have a tough time making money, and if they're not making money and we're not making, the drivers aren't going to get paid. It's a tough cycle, and there's that. There's the fact that Jody and I really we didn't have fun this year, and that was really one of the factors also. It just became more of a job, unfortunately, and just different things that made that reasons, but overall, again, there's probably 10 reasons as to why we decided, and it's not one reason that was the dagger. It was just a culmination of a lot of different things, but this is our 48th Como Mod Series race, and there's probably 25 of you that have raced all 48, so I appreciate that. I mean, the driver support has been really, really good over the years, and the track support, Ashland, Proctor, Superior, Hibbing, and Ogilvie, their support to have $1,500, $2,000, $2,500 to win races during the midweek, and really make this thing pretty big, has really helped our cause, and that we couldn't have done it without the tracks, without you drivers, without all the fans, obviously, in the stands, and we look forward to the future. I wouldn't say we'll never be back, because I love racing. My wife loves racing, and we may do some different things for some single race stuff and just some different promotion that we may put forward in the future. But also, one of our big factors too is our summers with sports and stuff and kids. Our summers have gotten a lot tighter, and with different things that they've made, our next summer is going to be unbelievably busy. And to be honest, I could care less about a race car or racetrack if my daughter's pitching or my other daughter's doing something else. So that's first and foremost for her and I, is to support our kids, and that's a big reason of it also. So, you got anything to say? Nope. No, just thanks. So appreciate it, guys.
Kevin Eater, Ashland, Wisconsin, riding dirty 22.
Jody Belfi, driver of the number 11, Duluth, Minnesota.
Rick Reboard, modified, Superior, Wisconsin.
Al Utanen, Superior, Wisconsin, car number 98.
Jeff Spacek, Phillips, Wisconsin, car number 22.
Trent Fulmer, 31T, Princeton, Minnesota.
Jamie Lodiger, Gilbert, Minnesota, 54L/21D.
Ryan Aho, 71A modified, Chisholm, Minnesota.
Kelly Esty, driver of the 37 modified, Kelly Lake, Minnesota.
Got that down. Perfect.
Was that okay, Jackson? Is that okay, or were you sleeping?
You know, for racing in our area, you probably couldn't find a better guy. I mean, an ambassador to the sport. For modifieds around here, it's nuts. Last night at the pit meeting, they just kind of figured out how much money between all the Como shows the last 6 years, $750,000. I mean, that's money into the pockets of, you know, 40, 50 guys in our area. I mean, that's huge to keep racing going. I mean, in a time where the economy's tough and there's not a lot of money out there and a lot of cars dropping away, I think this series really helped keep them around. And it's gonna be sad to see it go. I hope it's just for a year or two, but I hope someone can step up to the plate.
I'd tell them thanks for having it. You know, I think it was a great series. I wish it would have kept going, obviously. I wish they didn't have as many issues as we had, you know, so many conflicts and so many people being, you know, whatever the reason were for it to end. I mean, no matter what you do, you're going to have people that dislike or like it. It doesn't matter what you do, if it's racing or whatever, you know. I guess I'd just say thank you, and hopefully we'll see them around again soon in the future with something different, you know.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I mean, you know, what they've done is just, you know, you can't put it into words. They've done so much for everybody, you know. And yeah, but all you can really say is thank you.
I think it's sad that it's ending. You know, it probably like everybody else, it took me by total shock. I mean, I had no, you know, there wasn't even anybody even talking about the series not being around next year, and all of a sudden I read it, I think it was on Facebook, you know, that the final Como Modified Series. I mean, that kind of hit you, like, are you kidding me? You know, you weren't prepared for this. If you knew it, you know, beginning of the season, and you know, well, this is our final year, you know, it was 10 races, and I didn't want, you know, well, and then by now you would have been used to it. All of a sudden, this is it. You know, it's too bad. And I mean, you know, and from what Joe said, even at the pit meeting yesterday, I understand. I mean, I've been down that road. You know, what he's going through with his kids and sports and stuff like that. It takes a lot of your time, and you know, you only can be so many places. You know, and I mean, he's with Proctor, he's in Superior, and you got the Como Series, you got his kids playing ball. I mean, you know, it's hard to find the time, you know, to do this. And the other thing, I mean, the economy right now is not the best, and it's hard to get them sponsorships, and you know, that's what makes this thing go, is, you know, is the money. And if it's not there, you know, what are you going to do? It's done. And so it's too bad. I mean, I made some good money off of this series. You know, in 08 when we won it, you know, like 13 grand. I'm never gonna see that kind of money again. We'll see what the series is gone. And so, you know, we're definitely gonna miss this, but I definitely appreciate what Joe and Jody and all the staff, you know, for the series have done. I mean, it's been a great series, and you know, it's too bad it's going away, but you know, maybe someone else will come along some other day.
Now, you made this back panel for your car, special back panel that you gave to Joe last night. Tell us about that and the idea behind it.
Well, it was a complete thank you to Joe for what he's done for the Como Mod Series, and just being a guy that we can look up to ask questions, to be there if you need something. I mean, he sponsors a victory lane here every night. They puts money into different race cars here at the track, whether it's a mod, a super, a street, a pure, a mid-mod. I mean, you can't take your hat off enough for the guy. So we just made a back panel up and thought, well, we were going to put it on the car, but the car's so smashed up, we figured the only piece that was left that was good, we'll give to Joe. He'll cherish it and put it on his wall, and hopefully someday he'll remember us.
It's definitely been great for Wissota. It's been great for all the drivers that have been, you know, competing and involved in it. They brought a lot of money into the local modified scene here, and you know, I know it's helped out with a lot of guys being able to race a little bit more just by the better payouts and stuff, and you know, I know it's helped us. I mean, you know, you can come race these shows and have a decent shot at breaking even, or maybe even making a little bit on a night, and it's been good. It's definitely created more competition throughout the area as well, and it's made us all faster, and you know, we all want to win these races bad, and it's just it's been good for everything.
It's sad to see the series go. When you put 10 races together like this, I mean, every race means so much. It just brings the level of intensity up. For me, for sure. I'm sure everybody else is the same way. And it's fun to look back on, when you're doing good and you're in the mix and you're in the hunt for that thing, and how nervous you are and how you're making sure everything's just right. And I'll miss that part, but I understand. I understand where Joe's coming from. I mean, he does a ton of work for this series to make it go. Him, Jody, Ronnie and Corey. I mean, they do a ton of work for it.
It's going to be a shame. It's Joe Stariha from Como Oil has put a lot into this deal, and never really gotten anything back out of it other than the satisfaction of having the series. Hopefully we can get him to reconsider, because 90% of the mod drivers out here really, really appreciate it.
Well, back when 6 years ago when Joe and I were talking, he asked the question what I thought about bringing a series in, and I told him it would be great, but it's going to be a lot of hard work, and you're going to take a lot of crap from people here and there, and you're going to have your highs, you're going to have your lows, and but it ended up being a very successful series, and it's tough to see it come to an end. It just so much hard work goes into something like that, and the Como Oil and Propane, they put many hours of work behind it, and it surely paid off. But things change over the years. They got a lot different things going on in their life now, and so they're gonna move on a little bit, different things, and relax and actually be able to watch the races like they used to.
Right.
And but hats off to Joe and Jody and John Heino, Will Norman, all the guys from Como. I mean, it was a good run for them.
Joe to patch back. Good job, bud.
Thank you.
Joey Jensen taking on his third
Dead ass race against a better guy here. He's a clean driver. I mean, they come down to the wire. I was in his shoes a couple years ago, and I was leading the whole thing. And Thatcher and Nelson come around me and passed me, and I know how he feels right now. And good run.
Talk about those laps where you two were side by side in lap traffic. I mean, how nerve-wracking is that?
It wasn't so bad. We touched one time, maybe a little bit in the quarter pound, but other than that, everybody kept their stuff straight and they maintained their line, did what they were supposed to do, and we were just doing what we were supposed to do.
Conclusion, when you pulled off the truck, you knew you had the series wrapped up and you need a green flag lap. You still got to go out and race with your boys.
Yeah, as soon as we took the green, it was a little nerve-wracking. I was pretty worried my car was going to start, drive traffic was going to fly out, or anything stupid like that. But
you won here back in June, series visit, and then to come back here and wrap up the title here. This got to feel great.
Yeah, it's starting to sink in after seeing the $1,000 check sitting there next to me. I got to thank my sponsors, Ross Furman, and he's here. Tim Ludwigson of Tim's Automotive Machine. He came up for the weekend. He comes up for the red clay every year, so hopefully he can get a win in the late model race. He got one up from Joey in the mods.
Terrific! Congratulations! A great season for you, no doubt about it.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2011 Como Modified Series champion, Dave King.
This is the final Como Mod Series event ever. And Joey can probably come in here too. Joey Jensen and the great folks at X-Wraps put this together today. And had every single modified racer sign it that's here at the Red Clay Classic. This right here is for you guys, for all the support and all the heart and soul you put into this mod series. So, Joey, jump in there. You did this, I didn't. I'm just presenting it. But that right there is Joey.
Thank you very much, man.
Thanks, Joey. How about a race fans? Joe and Joey Stariha with Como Oil Propane.
Thank you guys.
Thanks, guys. That's awesome.
Lots of signatures on there.
Thank you very much.
Feels good.
Thank you. Really nice. That's really nice.
What would you think of a crate engine that was engineered by pro stock guys for the street? That's what we have done. You build your own motor for your own specific needs.